Grief brain is a very real aspect of the grieving process, and it can leave you feeling just absolutely numb and stuck. And so let's walk together, and I'll share some ways that you can identify if grief brain is present with you and some ways that you can work through that. Hey friend, welcome back to Grief Questions Answered. I'm Eric, and it's my goal with these videos to share everything I've learned about how to survive, find support in the loneliness of grief, and how to intentionally get back up and live beyond the loss of a loved one. If this grief tip doesn't help you today, I am confident it can and will help you at some point in the future, so be sure to save this video to watch later on. Now, today's question comes from Denise, who asked me, when will my grief brain feel better? And Denise, I am sure that this is not easy for you as you're trying to figure this out, and I get it. When I lost Zoe, my grief brain almost occurred immediately, and it lasted for a while. And that was everything from not being sure, remembering things. My memory was shot. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't sleeping right. I felt like everything was kind of in a blur, and my head was in a haze and a fog. And so grief brain encompasses that, plus some other things that I'm probably not sharing here, only because I can't remember them right now. But please know that this is a very normal aspect of your grief process. It's not easy at all, but there are some ways that you can actually find a pathway out of this grief brain. The first is definitely time. Time is going to help here. And the reason being is that when we lose a loved one, our brain is trying to protect us. And so in a sense, it's responding and reacting to the shock of your loss. And it puts your brain almost in like a holding pattern. And that can feel like that hazy, foggy sensation and just not, memory loss and all that stuff. And by the way, it's not permanent. It's just a part of the grieving process, okay? So time does help here. With time, that grief brain will subside, okay? The next piece is how you are spending your time. Are you doing any activities that could potentially help you to move through this heavy grief? And I'm not talking about anything strenuous. I'm talking about even going for a walk around the block. I know that it may be almost impossible to get up and move when you are struggling with grief, and I get it. But any type of movement actually helps your brain to restart itself, kind of get unstuck, okay? And the last aspect of this is to go easy on yourself, because a lot of times grief is so very difficult to navigate on its own that if you are feeling pressured either from yourself or from others that you're not healing fast enough, that could actually make the grief brain even more present in your life. And either way, there's no timeline for your grief. We all process it differently. And I can tell you that eventually you will find your way out of that grief brain, and the shock will subside. And as that's starting to happen, my guidance here is to connect with your support group or your counselor or even your coach and talk to them about what you're experiencing. Because not only can your support group and your friends and your family and those around you and your counselor or coach, whoever it is, they can help you kind of work through those emotions and those feelings that you have right now. So as always, I hope this helps. It was a wonderful question that you asked, Denise. And so if you have any questions about grief that I can answer for you, please post that in the comments below. And if you haven't done so yet, click that subscribe button down below, as that is one of the best ways to get notified of new videos just like this and to show support for the channel. So let's continue to walk together, and I will see you in next week's video.